everyone, welcome back. It's Dawn. Don't mind my mess. I'm going to do one more bloom before I clean it all up. So I figured I would just do the messiest one that I know how to do, and I'll show you how to do it. So today is going to be a bloom transfer. So in order to get set up for doing these, you have to not get paint all over your hands before you put your gloves on. So yeah, you have to get everything set up. You got to get your colors ready. You got to get your canvases or your substrates ready. You got to get your pillow ready. You got to get your scooper ready, and I'm just using my trusty little piece of acrylic here that has a piece of loose paint stuck to it, so I will scoop from this side. So I'm using a white pillow. It's PPG Multi-Pro, and I am going to get it on my final canvas before I put it on my glass piece. So I'm just going to drop this right here. And I've got a little left in this can. So that's going right there. And then I'll add more to it. And what I do with my cans when they are mostly empty or as empty as I can get them, I don't scrape them. I just sort of let them drip as much as they're going to drip. And then I set them outside, of course, up away from the puppies, with the lid off, and let it dry out completely. Your paint and hazardous materials collection will not take these if there's wet paint or fluid paint in them. So you have to let everything get nice and dry. So I'm doing a double pillow, which means I'm going to have a good amount of pillow on the canvas I'm transferring to. Plus, I'm having a good amount of pillow on the substrate that I'm going to be doing the bloom on. Oops, and found a dog here right away. The hazards of having puppies again. So, this is a fresh can, so it's really heavy. So, I'm just going to get this on here and spread it out a little bit. I don't want so much that it's dripping down off the sides before I transfer. Just want to get it on here and get the weight back to the center. Remove this bloop. Just like that. And then set it on something level. I have a couple of plastic crates upside down that I set my canvases on to dry, so I've set it on there to do its thing. So, and I'm debating if I want to use this spinner. Yeah, I will, just because that's a 12-inch round canvas. I want to have plenty of room for grabbing. So this is a 10-inch glass coaster, trivet, hot plate, whatever you want to call it, one of my Dollar Tree specials. And I'm going to put some pillow on this. And I really like doing transfers off from glass because you have no rough surface for your scooper to catch on. So you want to get enough down without it flowing everywhere because you don't want your paints to run off before you can catch them. So I think I have a pretty good amount. And I'm going to be using, I'll just go through them as I'm putting them down. So I'm going to start with a pigment. And I think I'm going to do Show Pony from this little piggy first. And I thinned it, but it's a little bloopy still. See how much paint I'm putting down? I want a lot. And then its corresponding color is Capit Violet from Amsterdam, mixed with Nightfall and Grenache from TLP. So it's kind of pigment, but there's tube paint in here. So this is a semi-opaque, so I don't want to cover up everything. Then I am doing, this is a custom mix that I did, and I don't remember what's in it. I've like no idea what's in it. I'd have to go back and look it up, and before I post the video I will. So this is a pigment mix. And then on top of that, I am putting Prussian blue, just because I don't want the top color to be super dark. And this is Amsterdam's Prussian blue. And this is transparent, or semi-transparent. And then I'm using this little piggy Nightfall because I wanted a purple in here. And this is a pigment, if you're not familiar with this little piggy. And then the final color is going to be Amsterdam Cobalt. Amsterdam Cobalt, Amsterdam Turquoise, and Metallic Graphite. Ooh, yeah, I'm going to go for it. I had remembered this was kind of a grade color, but I'm not using a ton of it, so I'm not worried about it. My cell activator is my deep gold with a little bit of quinacridone nicolazo gold from Golden. It's a fluid color. So this is my deep gold, and it has thickened. So this is a perfect opportunity to use this up doing a transfer bloom, because you don't want a lot of cells right away. And it is still working. I can see the little dots of whatever. Let's see, let's turn this so our paint stops dripping. We want a good amount of cell activator. And we don't want to blow it so much that we get lots of cells. So here we go. I'm just blowing it out over the color. There, not a lot of cells, that's a good thing. And then I'm taking my piece of acrylic, I'm going to pick this right up, clear the way, get my stuff out of the way, and put this canvas down. Oops, careful not to drip on it. And then I'm going to pick this bloom up just like this. Slide it right up the piece of acrylic, and then lay it right down, nice and smooth. And make sure you're tipping as you run out of paint on your scooper. And I generally will clean my scooper off right on the canvas, on the sides of course, just so it's not as big a mess to clean up after the fact. And same thing with my glass. That just gets a quick clean up, and then I clean those up really quickly after I'm done. So I just want to make sure I have enough paint to go out over the edges of this canvas so my bloom will stretch and my cells will get really large. Watch and see. Alright, so we are ready. I'm going to give it just a tiny tilt to balance the paint weight because I want this to spin evenly. So let's see where everything is going. That way. And coming back to me. And then right back to the center. See how everything is nicely covered? And we're giving it a spin. Now this has to stretch and the cell activator has to break so that your boulder cells pop through. It looks like a lot of paint, and it is a lot of paint, but you're going to spin off quite a bit of it. And I'm debating if I want to leave the gold cell activator a little thick in places, or if I just want to keep spinning. I like it no matter what happens. See all the cells opening up really fast? Really, really, really beautiful. This really is awesome. I love the colors. I'm just going to keep spinning it, and I'm going to check in a second to see how much paint is actually left on there, because I'm getting a ton of cells opening up. And I just want to see how much more spinning I can get away with. So the center is still moving, so I can still keep spinning, and I'd like to see some of these cells get larger. And as I spin it, that cell activator stretches and allows even more little pebbles to show up. And then I have the large boulder cells on the outside here that are super cool. Awesome. I hope I don't have to spin anymore. Let me check again one more time. I just like this pebble path through the center. Now, I do have to spin a little bit more because that center is still moving. But I really hope I get to keep that pink pebble path. A little bit of movement, but you know what? I'm going to chance it because I don't want these boulder cells to get melty, and I don't want to lose that really cool effect down the center here, which I love it. And this is going to dry really gorgeous. And yes, I'm not leaving my studio without covering it. I won't make that mistake again. That's my first thought whenever I start to paint. Is, do I have my box ready? I'm tired of losing beautiful pieces to uneven drying. Alright, I'm going to bring you guys in for a close-up. I am going to clean up in the meantime, so I'll cut away and come back and give you guys a flyover. It's really, really cool. So it took me a little bit to clean up my mess. Transfer blooms are very, very messy. So this is my pink pebble path traced in gold, and it is quite beautiful. Love this. Love the gradient in these cells. Oh, look at the bullseye. That's cool. And then these are my transparent layers in the boulder cells on the outside. Just love these. I am going to bring you back when it's dry. Just so you can see how these do dry. They do get a little bit darker, but still going to be crazy beautiful. And that's Show Pony, by the way, that's showing up like that, with a little trace of the Caput Mortem Violet mixture that I have. And there's another semi-bullseye with a shush of pink in it, and all that sparkle. Beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. I'll be back when it's dry. This is how it dried, and I have to say, this pink pebble pathway down the center is pretty special. I love how thick the cell activator lines are. I love that they stayed on top and didn't all sink in. And I got some great depth and lots of 3D effect, lots of bullseyes. Love those. This area here has like a lot of dark rimming of the cells, which is really cool. It's the only noticeable area. And so overall, I do love it. I think it's really cool. It's very sparkly, and I can't wait to get it varnished. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you being here very, very much. And I hope to see you again soon. Take care. Bye for now.